And yes.
Yeah, this is Adrian Greene, and you just heard Bajan Fari. And this is the new podcast yet to be titled.
We can left it up to the people.
We can left it to the people the title.
On YouTube,
right.
on Facebook, and stuff like that. But this was in the plans for over a year and a half. So, you know, it well built. It got a good foundation. Starting, we want to welcome, as we say, as the man that recording the podcast, my brother Neil, call it the boiler room. It's cold here now, but it can get hot. Trust me, in the coming weeks. Me and Adrian decided, you know what I mean, because when they asked me about the podcast, they mentioned Adrian, and I was like, Adrian, the Bajan Greene? Where it was not even a second thought in my mind when it was when we were speaking about it. So I was like, yo, just tell me when I'm here, yo, link Adrian and get back to me. And upon linking Adrian, it was not even a second thought.
Then a question.
It wasn't a question.
Because we go way back from the time I do that drop view for your YouTube video,
real
right?
Real thing. The Greene. I think we wanted to always die hard and say the Bajan Greene. Bajan Greene, a lot of people probably might think, oh, well, in terms of other things, but Bajan Greene meaning Barbados is look so beautiful when it green, and it make it look good. Not just me, but Adrian got. Like I seen a couple of his posts and stuff with that. He'll read some articles in the newspaper, you know what I mean? And he will go a lot to add to rather than just me. As well, you know, I can go about my old blog, but this gonna be me and Adrian thing. And we looking to bring guests, no matter from what walk of life. Ain't being partial, being disrespectful to no one or anything like that. And I can let them know this right now. It can be on my YouTube. Please remember to go in the comments. Don't be disrespectful to the person. You know what I mean? Keep it civil. Because I want to say, oh, you want to invite me to one show next. You know, people don't want on their casting me. I don't want to start.
But hold on.
Okay.
Farah, you are known for being a controversial, outspoken, raw-spoken figure. You trying to tell me that you're watering it down?
I ain't going to say water down to the fullest. Because, trust me, I got a tendency to let one of them words that people know me for.
Because the people want the real Bajan Fari.
Right, but that coming, you know that that coming, brother. You know, it far, it right there. You understand?
No, nobody's supposed to be scared or frightened.
Don't get frightened when you come up here, like me up here talking about my baby, daddy telling you about your mother on there. Ain't give me nothing like that.
This in the House of Parliament.
Nah, ain't there, so no bug up on no campaign here on there, so you ain't got that.
This in the House of Parliament.
Right. You understand? There's B Parliament, the boiler room. When you come here, expect that you can hear questions that I think the public too, I think we can announce to the public that, look, we can have this person as a guest, and if they want to suggest any questions, we want the public to be a part of it. Even so that when this video goes up on my YouTube, it's going to be up to the public to give you a name for the show. And like I wrote it on my Facebook today, and let people aware that tonight going to be the first night that, you know what I mean, we can do a little video just to intro the show and stuff like that here. But we want to keep it, as you say, on the edge. Ain't there a brass thing, no, not tam tax, no, nothing. So this is we thing. You understand? Like if I say, if you like saying a jackass, it will be in there. You know, it's kind of like on the edge, but not going into the deep part. What part, you know, what you're known for.
Well, I think the important thing is that really and truly is a show for the people and of the people. So the guests that we can bring are not only celebrities or well-known people, but people from all walks of life who have something to say and feel like they need to say it. This is a platform. Right.
Because the thing, why look at it as, like, for instance, we first guest got me one. I mean, she drew my attention to a lot of things. I mean, when I hear people in the parliament talking, for instance, when I got the debate, I always ask people, you ever watch the debate? Like, for what? I don't want to watch that. They might want to watch the series.
People don't find it interesting.
They don't find it interesting. But this young lady break it down so sweet, and they sit down there and it was like, yo, I find myself watching this thing and understanding what was really going on in the economy in Barbados. And she broke it down how much people owe, how much people get loans, and they ain't got no, like, the people never get like a disclaimer or whatever the case is, like, well, you know, you gotta pay me back and things like that. So it was like, and the amount of people that was actually in there was regular BHS. It wasn't no big ups and all this kind of
thing. For anybody don't know, he talking about Crystal Howell. Crystal Howell, I guess we could call her a social activist, a concerned Barbadian who took it upon herself to read the Auditor General's report from 2015 and present the findings of that report on a format, Facebook Live, in a manner that people could understand. Because it was in the paper, you know.
I mean, that's the thing about a lot of people reading the newspaper. People get the Archie comments faster than his read a story in the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will write the article and it be interesting. People don't care about your article. Over here.
Because Phantom is people understand the one Spider-Man.
Right, that's what Spider-Man and all them kind of things. So we want people to be more aware of what really going on in Barbados.
And what Crystal Howell did is she put the information in a manner that, like I said, people can understand. Because really and truly, sometimes when people, you should, so people can watch it for next week. You know what I mean?
You understand? And that's the thing. Well, amazing. When the young lady broke it down, I was saying, no, they tell myself, yo, what? If they order this much money, they call man till the Indian man they sell the clothes and stuff with that part of me, and I mean they say call him man, you know something like that's racist. So my bad. Before when I start run them on the mouth. When she broke it down that way and show me like these things, if they owe an Indian man how much money, I be in court a long time. But nobody ain't paying the bills and nobody ain't paying back the money. So that's what me in such a deep hole. Well, that's just part of it, because you know there's a lot more additive state to that. Help push me in a hole. Because people feel like when you're down this hole and you're trying to come up, but every time you got to put one on, you get pulled three steps down. So I look forward to seeing she next week. Next week she give me a
that should be really interesting. Anybody else you would like to see?
As we was driving coming here earlier tonight, we said anybody. My thing is that out the blue, because me, Adrian and Neil have a chat. I think it was suggested in the chat, and Neil and. To be honest and serious, I was like, yo, I'd like to see him in here. And to be honest, I really want to see Dennis Kelman.
I personally would love to have a conversation with Dennis Kelman. All right, we can be here now every week for God knows how long.
Yeah.
You can get tired of seeing my face eventually.
You
sure?
Yeah, sure. But every time I see you, people understand how we this be. Out of all these so-called celebrities and things out there,
and we use that word loosely.
Yeah. I remember standing up in Robert Street. I mean, you had a 45-minute conversation just off the bar. I remember you coming in the shop and saying on me, and we had sitting on and had another long conversation.
That was 2 hours.
And that was real long. Eventually, I tell me, I can make a move now. So, when you look at the two conversations we had previously, it always show that it's always be a different angle, it's be a different thing that is reasonable. So coming here, we reason about something different every week. You can't get there, you brother.
Yeah, and I know people like to see you talk on your one, but I think it'd be good for people to see you in conversation too. And another side of Fari, because people might feel that it's only the roughness.
Yeah, but I think that they would probably know that too, because when it was on the radio,
right? From
and stuff like that. Yeah. So they see, like, I remember we had the first night it was on the radio, the online server almost crashed. Because people was like, yo, this Rastaman can cast many people radio. I know that. So people tune in that week, they tune in the next week, and they keep tuning in every week.
Right. And even though there was no casting.
And with no casting, so they know that.
And people still listen.
And people still listen. So they got to know that it's more to it than that. And because, like I say, when they took the break off, why people don't understand is that I was in a point where part like, yo, yeah, it was dark because things ain't pan up the way how they were supposed to pan up when they moved back to Barbados. I was actually supposed to be on the radio station for 1 month. It turned out to be a year, and I think it was a year and 6 months or something like that, or close around the numbers. So then after that, like I had to choke back and forth to get my videos done. And I was like, you know what? It's better than, let me just take a step back. Look and see at my surroundings, what dealing with. Because in the States, remember, we just getting feed information, newspaper, something you would see on Facebook, you will comment on. But here now, you're really actually living in the news. It's like you hear about something all the time, but you was never, like, you feel like you was distant from it.
Well, you know, I don't know if I had ever mentioned it to you, but when I heard that you was coming back to Barbados, the first thought that went through my head was, I don't know if I already know what Barbados like what you in for, you know.
I find no hard, but
because you know they tell you that come see me in the same thing as come live with.
Yeah,
people love you from afar, but sometimes it be different from close.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but you tell them you come in for 2 years. I don't know if that gonna work out. So
and then the other question I had was, would the man have the same fire when he in the furnace
Because you go to burn hotter. I think to me, because I can't want to make a couple of videos. I made a couple of videos and stuff like that. But I always tell people, if my mind ain't clear, I cannot be effective. And for the past couple of years, my mind ain't clear. I guess that's why this come to birth at the time it came up. No, like I never pressure it. Like Neil always message me and keep me updated and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I was like, man. At first I was like, I get so accustomed now just being like, I just watch let people do what I want to do. But then people keep saying, man, why miss you? Why don't hear you no more? Like we need you. Or like, I mean, you need me. These are people I don't know. These people that meet me for the first time. I mean, I walk in and people will tell me, like when you gonna start back blogging and stuff like that. So I guess that it was time. It get about that time. I said 2017, 2016 ain't good for me. I kind of way. So I was like, you know what? Seeing as the light shining back on me a little bit, just bust out and do this thing. And yo, it worked out that way. Just so happened to work out that yo at the beginning of 2017, we got this busy third week now. Boom, I be out and running.
Timing is very good for me too.
Yeah.
Timing is good. Because you know I got the article in the newspaper.
Right, and stuff like that.
And that's reached a certain set of people, but only certain people is really pick up a newspaper.
Right.
Yeah, and read it. You know what I mean?
Or you know, like the dude like a lot of like they go straight to the part people desk. You know, people read desk
your bits
articles
or the core pages.
People read about the deaths more than we ever know Melina Day and this, you know what I mean? Just go straight to that part of the newspaper before they read the article that but like I wonder how much time.
But I guess you're talking about older people because when you get a certain age, I guess you've seen it all, heard it all, read it all, and people dropping around you, you know what I mean? Your priorities is shift though.
I mean, when you look at a lot of people, this is what you see a lot of young people, they left them wayward. Like, yo, there's the kind of music that we can push up. Wanna hold this here and yo, make one wanna cut up it. There's the liquor, drink and get drunk. And things like that. And things that's bothering me whereas like yo, some of these so-called people that's import this liquor that sell it back to these young kids. I can't remember, I might be wrong, but you might be able to tell me. I can't remember ever seeing an ad on TV that like strictly looking at the youths and telling them, yo, be careful out there with all this alcohol you consuming because you can say about getting drunk, but this liquor make up the sugar too.
But you know make a very good point because I remember when they stopped advertising liquor on CBC. I don't know if you remember that.
I probably was state so that time.
No man, you had to be still in Barbados because I was young at the time. I was a little boy at the time. Neil, you remember that? Man, I sure that they had a point in time when they used to have liquor ads on CBC regular, and then CBC stopped. They stopped advertising liquor on TV. But the point making no joke me because really and truly, I hear more liquor ads in Barbados now than ever before.
The promotion, like if you look at, alright, there's how we can get on this road. The promotion. I would like to get some promoters and speak to them too. Me and he don't want to go, but I will still got Freddie Hill.
Okay.
You understand? I'll just see, man. You understand? Because these are the people that are big in Barbados on the promotion level, like Jack and these kind of people, so and stuff like that here. And ask them, like, you know what I mean? In terms of, like, when you want to go to these parties and stuff like that here, you want to think that at the beginning, they should go out saying, yo, be very careful how you're drinking, and at the ending, when people leaving. Because we went to a show one time. And the amount of people that was laughing drunk was more than people that laughing at the walk. That's what I see for myself.
That's another thing I would like to talk about because there's a new political party in Barbados that supposedly...
Ain't got no name, ain't got no politicians.
Well, it's supposedly made up of all business people, all entrepreneurs. I think the guy said, the Granville Phillips, who's the leader for the party, said that the criteria for being able to run under the party banner is that you have 6 employees or something and been in business for X amount of time or something like that. So you now talk about business and the responsibility of business. And just because you're in business, that don't mean you're responsible. So that's something that really puzzling me. This only business people in the party.
A lot of these people just looking to sell things out there too. You know what I mean? Like,
so when you got a party full of business people, what are they trying to sell you?
I guess they're trying to sell you business that you know what I mean, that you don't even know them, but what going on with these people. Like, why we need another party though? That's what you want to ask.
You don't feel we need another one?
I don't, like, what are they going to do different than the other people that there right now?
Well, the people that there now on both sides apparently aren't doing anything different. So I think most people feel like something different needs to be done. So if who there now ain't doing anything different, then you need somebody different to do something different. Differently speaking.
How you know that they can come in and do something different?
You don't know. There's no guarantee.
So then, You're just saying, all right, look, you know what?
They're not
Let me
guaranteed.
get this man a shot.
That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, people shot for how much years now?
We the flip-flopping shots. We get one party a shot, then the next party a shot.
That man ain't work, so you say, all right, let me try you, then he ain't work, then you try he. Like some of them will come now and then in the office that you're trying, and they had to change them over to this and that. They had by-elections for this. I remember one of the biggest by-elections that I ever had in Barbados was in St. Peter. I think when Alpha was running against Sibelico. I didn't even hear about Sibelico again. Tell the honest truth. I never hear about Sibelico.
This is the first time I hear the name.
Yeah, Sibelico, she actually owned a private school in Far Road in Spokes.
I've heard of the school, yeah.
Yeah, well, she came from the Greene in St. Peter. She actually born and bred in St. Peter.
Right.
Also owned Alpha.
Right.
So like these people was known already, you know what I mean? Owned Alpha father had a shop and stuff like that. Yeah. So all these things that I guess that people is clamoring, they're like, oh, well, yeah, we know him, so we can give you a try. But I think when you get in Parliament, I don't know what's happening in that transition period. We part you on the space saying, we can do for you, come and vote for me, because you know there's got the little hand gestures and all that kind of thing. So yeah, do this for me, put me in power, and make sure you get this way. But then, okay, you're going, you see, I can vote for this man, but in that period, from the time he winning to getting in there, it's coming. It just changed. Well,
I want to be careful how.
The office is shut down real fast. You know that. You say you call them, hello, yeah, Mrs. Minister so and so. You call it.
I never call one yet.
After election, hello. The number you have dialed is no longer in service. Please try your number again. Or you know.
I want to be careful about how I talk about politicians because I know that I am prejudiced against politicians. Like I have a bias against politicians. The word politicians make me feel uneasy. When I hear that man is a politician, I automatically feel certain things, right? And you must be aware of your biases. Yes. And I mean, there are a lot of places in the world that are worse off than Barbados, so they must have worse politicians.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So, okay.
He's a politician. Also, if you can talk about the business people, Trump is a businessman.
He's a businessman. Is Trump eligible for? Would Trump be a good candidate for this new party?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think Trump will even win in Barbados. Who will vote for Trump?
You making sport. We got Caribbean politicians. We got Caribbean politicians that will make Trump look like a little boy.
Trump?
We got politicians that will make Trump look like a little boy.
In action?
In action. When you ever went to a campaign rally and hear what them is talking about?
Yeah, it's true though.
You hear how them is talking on the rally? You can't get rid of some of that ish in the States.
It's true. But the thing about it is, Trump get rid of a lot though. I mean, even down to guy at Merrill Street, I was like, dude, use the incoming president. What Merrill Street say got to bother you, and you got to worry about the country business.
My man, I hear what you're saying. But really and truly, as Bajans, as Caribbean people, we are being hypocritical if we look at America and scoff because they elect Trump. Because we honestly, boss, we got some politicians.
Yeah, it is true. That
is real trumpets. Let me just trump them as trumpets.
That was Trump. We would call him Trump Jr. But the last election in Barbados, Trump Senior get elected up in the United States. Because when you look at it, if you got a prime minister that, I can't even remember this dude actually coming out when something bad happened. We get a downgrade. I think we get downgrade from Standard and Poor's. That name has got me. Whenever I see that name, I get jumpy. I got to read that article.
It's going to really change the name, because
either a Standard or a Poor.
They should change the name because it's very ominous.
You know what I mean? It's kind of funny. The name kind of funny. When I see that, I never once hear the Prime Minister really come out and address that. It might be wrong. Maybe come on and address it previously, but I can't remember.
But here's why I want to be careful, right? I want to be careful because I know I'm prejudiced, right? And I know that.
Speak your mind, brother.
I know that, and it can't be an easy job. And I know they got things them is got to go through and they got to deal with that I don't understand. So I would love 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of them to come in and really break it down to me and
they're biased in the party either.
No, they're biased.
I never know right now. We ain't here in the DLP part, not the BLP part. And here is the boiler room. When you ain't here, forget about your party. Just deal with the matter at hand that we dealing with.
And that can be difficult for some people because some people are yard fowls and some people are yard roosters and some people just like scratch Greene, you know what I mean? Yeah. Broilers, yeah.
Right, we're having those broilers for 2 because it's here on the regular calling programs and stuff that go on the radio. Like, I'm going to know that this particular politician doing something that ain't right. But this man can stand up and let me joke, man. Nah, he ain't doing that, man. I want to be a little more.
But now we're talking about you have to be aware of your prejudice. If you are prejudiced in favor or prejudice against one party or the other, be aware of it and hold it down when you come in the boiler room.
That's it. That's it. That's the one come in here, don't man. I'm gonna wrong for saying this or I'm gonna wrong for saying. But then, if you can still be wrong, then you can in the ballroom you can go.
You gotta defend it.
Why we wrong?
You gotta defend it. You really gotta defend it.
You understand? Because that's what it is. It gonna be like that in Barbados for too long. Like I guess I used to stand in Barbados and see like I ain't saying nothing wrong with them, but you know that we had the comedian run. We had
the comedian run.
Yeah, the comedian. You know well, big up to Seth. He might come
right.
on.
Yeah. We'd love to see Seth in here.
Redis.
Yeah.
And there's the other guy. I can't
Lord Zane.
Lord Zane.
The new guy that do the songs. Okay. Tristan.
Chris
Wait, what's his name? Chris RK. He's funny as hell.
I never see either.
Funny as hell, far right.
Guys, he want to be dancing and doing the music.
The Shafet song and.
Oh yeah. Okay, well I never see, but since I see, I would like to get him in here.
Because that's a whole movement now that's emerging.
Wait, hold on. I really want to hear the saying that with your fat. Now wrong with your fat. No, next thing when people sue the ballroom before you even get on his yet. Now wrong with the people think it's just that it's not my thing. Like some people can't get time for you to buy a meal. Like was like I can't really go and eat the food like that. I saying that wrong with the thing. Yo, if I can get on the fat, get fat and thing, but that's all not going to go a price to pay. You understand? But that's what we about. Show me a little video here with the youngsters. You see?
Which one this is?
This is Shafet.
That's it. But which video this is?
This is the one with him giving a safe sex.
A safe sex?
And no audio?
Okay. Trust me, he funny.
Alright. Oh. And a blues. And
if you're not watching the video, you should see Faro's face. It's really funny.
or any
you know what like to have here somebody from Life and Leggings. Now we hear that. Because here you know if she clean,
right.
But he Mark can say, well, I ain't even know if I clean.
But as it
you know, a lot of times they want to blame the women. He got his papers.
He got his papers, he good, but we ain't know if she got his papers.
Okay. But I would still like to see somebody from Life and Leggings.
So you really think, like, and you speaking on that topic, you feel that women should walk around with papers and say, yeah, you know, you get clear last week.
What about men? You feel men or women or only women?
But no, let me put it in not just women.
Don't generalize it.
No, I put it by everybody that having sex. They should walk around with paper because, as I said, it won't really make no sense though. Because you could be clean last week and you might do something bad a couple of days later and then you get there when you got the paperwork to show you got paperwork from 2 weeks before. You understand? So that would really think. So then you mess up the whole thing.
I think it might give people a false sense of security for real. That's true.
Yeah, it ain't like a license. You can say, well, yeah, I pay up till January next year, so I good. I clear to go. Because you're gonna do something dirty, you can nasty up yourself and you nasty up somebody else too.
Right.
So you ain't gonna really want that. But like I say, like we see over here, boy, even it's not gonna be one general topic. It's gonna be hit here and hit there, hit there, unless we have a guest and cheer. And just get share a little bit so people can see who coming next week. So all the people that think she gonna be here, she can tell when I break it down for when I go. Look, she was don't tell me some things in the car, big man. I like, yo, I want to see it, big man. I want it. I want people to understand that. Really and truly, right? They got people out there that ain't necessarily celebrities of Barbados, but they can explain things to Bajans. Them is who we're looking for. Yeah, and you don't necessarily gotta be singing a song or got some popular name, so you gotta be popular with people on there. We ain't doing this here for likes. We don't want to see the reach people from a different angle. Like people that custom me and me. You might probably know Adrian from your poetry and stuff like that, from me articles and stuff. That is what we bringing. Totally different. Like a time I mind. I know the couple series if something don't go right. You get things in check. But it ain't gonna be a consistent thing that's gonna be cussing every minute. You understand? Get new state. There's the ballroom. me and Adrian gonna make this year work. Real thing. Because they got there.
We can be on Facebook Live next week. We can do that. We can do Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Some boy go off one week.
That's not.
Pardon me? Got wireless here?
Yeah. You could go wireless, or so I guess I'll be giving me on Facebook Live.
Very possible, but we can do. We got Crystal in here next week. Crystal Howell,
right,
breaking down the Auditor General's report from 2015 with Bajan Fari and the Bajan Greene.
Right. You can do Bajan, boy, Greene, Fari and Bajan Greene.
To the bone.
No officer.
To the bone.
When he said Bajan Greene, that's his name here. Because you know when I look and see a rascal one here.
People jump to conclusions, you know. People jump to
so,
conclusions.
You know what I mean? Making light of it now, but next week it can get serious. You understand? We just want to get people accustomed there, people seeing what we about and stuff with that there. And we want to thank Neil. Show the boss, man, the owner of the ball room, man, the chief. You understand? Former basketball player, national player. And the lady that you know she's a camera. So she alright maybe too. You understand? I mean, it was about 10 at the start. And it finally come in a birth. You ain't get the name. Like, I think when you do the edit, when the video come out, you can see just a question mark. And the question mark meaning the bet will be the following week. I think with Crystal, the edit now.
We figure we'll have a name
by then.
All right.
You understand? So yeah, because you want to start with the guest, and you know what I mean, we ain't got the name. We ain't nameless. You understand? You got license for these things nowadays. You know, Barbados is. Even though the license authority is that real low if you do that there for license, but we can talk about that. We can keep it easy and get him. Then you got water up here, just checking. But it's more attorney ain't gonna let that one neither. You understand? So that's where it is like get new steak, boil the room every week. You understand? See me bubble on this table, they say no go get scratched. My elbows and thing get black off for here, a real thing. Every week. Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday we can be here.
Yeah, we can be here. If we could go Facebook Live, this boy can burn.
That would be great.
Go Facebook Live, we can do.
That way we can interact with people, you know, like real time.
And you can hear actually. Then now we can actually ask questions that people can post on Facebook Live too. So we can try to work with that there too. You know what I mean? So all the links and everything gonna be on my Facebook, gonna be on Adrian Facebook.
I don't do Facebook too tough, but I can make an effort. I can make an effort.
Everybody can get, but everybody can get, but the Greene get, but Fari can be there. I think near okay, Crystal
what about hers?
He can go on his Facebook, sorry, his, because you know people are ready. But you know what I mean? We look forward to next week. Next week, like I said, the action kick off.
Yeah, man.
There's the training run.
Yeah,
this
is the dry ham. I mean the dry run.
Yeah. Dry ham, you know what you say? Dry ham, you go
bleep down here.
Bleep down, you know cuss. You know cuss. But you know what I mean? Like, cameras is got hands and about no bleep them.
Alright then.
So we can work with that. But anyway, like it down next week, we work here again. And I don't know live and I live in cat. But anyway, we're gonna be on Facebook live at the time, but we look forward to it next week.
Yeah, this should be good. This should be very interesting.
I mean, yo, we got to make it interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you get in the hot seat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once you get in that hot seat.
And it's important service too, because like we started with Crystal because she has done what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Break some things down for Bajan so we really understand in as simple language as possible what going on, what is being done, what is not being done, and what we could do.
Right. And if she got any of the guy pick us out, I'm gonna do the bar or not afraid of that. You don't even look at it be about. You know money missing? On our figure, give me a number ballpark figure.
Right. Just one group of people that owe government money, total for that was $387 million.
On that note, on that digit, on that number, $397 million.
Ball it off the $400 million day.
Yeah.
Give or take a couple million.
Just a couple million. So the next time they tell you what they want to do a new tax that can raise $20 million in revenue, you can ask them that question. Whether they're just going to get something.
Collect the money that applies to water. Yeah. Well, next week, people,
peace.
For real. And look, she's ready for it.
She's ready. She know her stuff.
She's ready for it. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
It's on.
Crystal, you on Friday? In fact, no, I ain't going to ask you something. Next week. Next week. Next week. We done.
Next week. We done. Yo.